In this month's free clip, I'll be showing you how I create my fondant pearls. I'll be showing you both white and ivory, how to create the perfect round finish and get the perfect shimmer also. I hope you find this useful. I have two bowls here. One I have some treated ivory fondant in, and one I'm going to use white fondant to make some white pearls. I also have some pearl ivory sugar flare luster dust and some snow white sugar flare luster dust for my white pearls. I've warmed the fondant up in my hands to make sure that it's nice and pliable, and it's best to keep this in a sausage and just hold it in your hand and just pull small sections of it off. Roll up any of the drift roughly, making sure that you've got a seam-free pearl. 2 fingers in the centre of your hand, coming out to a single finger on the heel of your hand to refine the shape, and then drop your pearl into the bowl. Various sizing, different sized pinches. You need to keep the finish roll quite gentle, so your double fingered roll is a bit firmer, and then we come out to refine the shape on the heel of your hand with a single fingertip and drop them in the bowl. It's going to roll a few so you can see the effect. You can sit and do these in front of the television in the evening, pop them into a storage bowl, allow them to fully air dry for 12 to 24 hours, and then you can seal them in tins or takeaway tubs until you're ready to use them. Once I've got a good assortment of sizes, I'm going to set these to one side and just roll a few ivory ones so you can see the difference between the two colours. You should make sure that your fondant is very warm, otherwise you are much more likely to get creases and cracks in your pearls. Once you start to roll, keep this piece in your hand as you're working. 2 fingers in the centre, single finger on the edge. You can't do this with untreated fondant. Your fondant must be treated. They just don't hold any shape, and it's very difficult to refine the perfect pearl shape with soft untreated fondant. You want to add the luster to them before they become too dry, because it helps to coat them. Although there doesn't look like much difference between the ivory and the white sugar flare luster, the finish is quite significantly different. I always use ivory, pearl ivory luster dust if I want my pearls to have a vintage, older look, and if I want them to have a clean, shimmery look, then I'll use the pearl white or the snow white snowflake luster dust. If you want pearls that are all a uniform size, I'll also show you how to achieve that. So I'm just adding in a few into each bowl so you can get a good idea of the difference between the two colours. If you've ever tried to roll pearls and you've done this, where you roll them in between your hands, you'll know that you get egg-shaped pearls. You must come out to the cuff of your hand. For most of us, children usually are able to create perfectly round pearls from the centre of your hand because they have a smaller section here, but for the majority of adults this section is actually oval, so it will naturally create an oval pearl. I've got a few of each colour in my bowls now. I'm just going to tap in a little of the snowflake or white into my white pearls, just a tiny amount, and then ivory into my ivory pearls, and then I'm just going to roll them. If you've got more pearls or a larger bowl and it's fuller, just pop a plate over the top before you start to swish them in the luster. And do the same with the ivory, making sure that they're all well coated. And there you can see the effects of the ivory and the white pearls. To create pearls that are all a uniform size, so 5mm, 6mm, 7mm or 8mm, particularly when you need them to go around the edge of a cake, you need them all to be a uniform size. You roll your fondant out to a 1 or 2mm thickness, making sure that it's the same thickness all the way across. And then we're going to use, I'm going to use the 7mm open round tip. You can use any size, and I'm just going to cut a few dots using my tip. So I've got 4 piles of dots here. I've got a single dot which will create me a 4mm pearl, 2 dots create me a 6mm pearl, 3 will give me a 8mm pearl, and 4 gives me a 10mm pearl. And now I know that if I continue to cut 1, 2, 3 or 4 from the same piece of fondant, all of my pearls will be the perfect size and a uniform size.